protesting that survivors are not believed and that the Republican Senate wants to jam through a process and really doesn't care what the actual facts of anything are.
Okay, what about Democrats that held on to this and then outed the victims?
I don't believe that. I think that
She had it since July, though.
Yes, I know. I think she was trying to work behind the scenes to get it appropriately taken care of, to work with the woman who didn't want her identity out there to be threatened, the life of her family threatened and everything else. I can understand why people don't want to be identified. This is ridiculous.
Do you understand why people think that there might be a political motivation behind that, though?
No, I don't. I don't at all.
Okay.
I just don't see how a woman would put herself through what this woman has put herself through.
Excuse me, what organization are you with?
DC News Foundation.
And what is the backing of that and who funds it?
It's a nonprofit, actually.
That's fine, but who funds it?
Various donors fund it.
Like who?
I don't know their names specifically.
I think I'm done talking because this sounds like a sham to me. Thank you.
A sham?
Yeah.
We're just asking questions.
Go ask someone else there.
Okay. All right.
Okay, DC News Foundation.
Hi, we're with the DC News Foundation, and we're just asking people why they're here, why they're protesting.
Sorry, no interviews here.
Okay, so like if I'm actually interested in what you're protesting and I want to ask some questions, you won't talk to me? Why?
I don't do interviews. I will be happy to talk with you.
Hi. Okay, so we're with the DC News Foundation, and we're just
What is
asking...
the DC News Foundation first? What is it?
It's Daily Caller News
Just so
Foundation.
you know, please feel free to speak to them, but this is the Daily Caller. Feel free to speak to them, but just so you know. We're giving you a platform.
It's not disgusting questions. How is that disgusting?
Smile for our Project Veritas.
No, seriously, why is that a disgusting question?
Smile.
Why?
Oh,
Like
you want us
believe
to get
me,
your whole
if somebody
face.
assaulted a woman, I'm the first person to say they should be like in jail or murdered. But the idea that like we don't know, that doesn't concern you, that he could be innocent and we're now tarnishing a man's reputation and his
I'll
wife
tell
and
you who
kids are
lies.
receiving...
Project
Did I agree to
Veritas
I'm not
lies.
to you, Project
Project
Veritas.
Veritas
I'm
lies. That's
not
who
Project
lies.
Veritas.
Talk to the hand. Get away from me.
I'll talk as an individual.
Okay.
But,
Just to let you know, they're part of the Daily Caller.
oh,
Just to let you know. News Foundation is
I'm just here to ask questions.
thank you. Thank you. Can I know what questions you're going to ask in advance?
Yeah, so basically we're just asking questions about the new allegation from law school at Yale, where somebody had said that he exposed himself. And we were just asking if that has ever happened to you, if you've ever experienced that, and if that's something that you think constitutes as a Me Too moment.
Let me just say that I'm here and wearing black for all of the survivors who are out there, especially those who we cannot see and are invisible today, because they are doing what they can to survive. And if not wearing black today, but still being in solidarity is what they need to do to survive today, I'm here for them and wearing black in multiple places to represent them. And please believe survivors, investigations are necessary based on the allegations so that you can hear everyone's point of view.
Okay, could you answer my question though?
And that has not happened to me, but I think this is part of the Me Too movement, and we need to listen to the people who are raising these allegations.
Okay. As far as the Me Too movement, I feel like it's not black and white enough. It seems very gray. Do you think that it's more relative depending on how you personally feel, or do you think society needs a standard?
I don't think anything in this world is black and white. And
So how do people conduct themselves in a civilization without rules?
well, there can be rules, but obviously we need to revise rules based on lessons learned. And so that's part of listening to everyone's perspective.
So what qualifies as something that could be considered a Me Too situation?
Not silencing those who are coming forward with their allegations.
Could can I just ask, who's actually silencing her?
Or that's a broader statement, and that goes into topics like non-disclosure agreements and various things that I would recommend.
Pertaining to this situation, who is actually silencing her?
So this goes to the broader effort to listen to more parties, and that is all I'd like to say there, because it is a very complex policy issue and legal issue that we don't have time in this short segment to go into fully, and I don't have time to go into that. I know, but like I said, more work, more elevation into this policy issue so that all parties can be heard. And there are various reasons why some people don't want to come forward. There are various reasons why some people want different levels of protection, like open, closed, various aspects. So just please listen to more survivors as you are developing these policies. But yes, everyone needs to have protections.
Okay. As far as that goes, do you believe that people ever lie about sexual assault? I mean, there have been news reports where people have, and I'm not saying that in this situation she's lying, but it does happen. So in that case, don't you think it's fair that we look at all of the evidence and evaluate the situation fairly for both parties, because somebody's reputation is now on the line?
That's why I said it's important to listen to everyone.
Okay, so what about...
That includes everyone. And I'd like to leave it at that.
All right, thank you.
As an energetic, co-conspirator, I think he's very interested in having somebody on the Supreme Court who he thinks will protect his colleague. So, my best to all of you. We are standing together. We have to stand firm because it's not over with this nomination. Court packing will continue. The Federalist Society and the Heritage Foundation have spent millions and millions of dollars and decades to set the stage, to place their totally ideologically outcome-driven people on the district court, circuit court, and of course the Supreme Court. And Judge Kavanaugh will be the very important fifth vote that they need against Roe v. Wade, against the Affordable Care Act, against workers, against environmental protections, all the things that we all care about. So thank you. We shall pursue.
Sorry, who are you with?
We're with the Daily Caller News Foundation.
Thank you.
Senator Hirono, you said that because of his pro-life stance, you don't believe him automatically. Why do you say that?
Thank you.
Hi, sorry, I'm with the DC News Foundation, and we're asking people questions. I see that your button says, I believe Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. Why do you believe her?
Ask her. Sorry. Why do we believe Dr. Blasey Ford? She wants to know. You want to take this? Go for it.
DC News Foundation. We're just asking questions about this protest and why people are here.
What is the DC News Foundation?
Sorry, what?
What is DC News Foundation?
Daily Caller News Foundation.
No, I don't want to. Thanks.
You don't want to talk to us?
No.
Why?
I'm just not really in the mood to talk. Thanks.
Okay, all right, because we're trying to find out why people are protesting. Everyone's very loud, boisterous, has an opinion. You know, we just want to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't believe
Hi. I'm with the DC News Foundation. We're just asking people, why they're here. I see that you have an I believe Dr. Christine Blasey Ford button. Why do you believe her?
So, my name is Kenita Kenner. I'm actually representing an organization called Why Courts Matter Pennsylvania, and we're an advocacy group out of Pennsylvania, the entire state, who focuses on fair courts and making sure that our federal courts are filled with individuals who are going to be fair, diverse, and have integrity. And so we're here because we believe Dr. Blasey Ford. We believe all survivors. We believe them because, like many that are here today, I'm a survivor personally. And I can tell you that I have never told my story to authorities. A lot of women here have not. And so we believe when it happens because we too have been survivors and we too have been victims of sexual assault.
Okay. Do you believe that anybody lies about sexual assault though?
Sure.
But it should be investigated.
It should absolutely be investigated. What news studio are you at?
DC News Foundation.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. We need an investigation. The FBI should be investigating this situation. That's what they do.
Okay. So if they find nothing and they can't prove anything because it was 30-some years ago, what should happen?
Well, she's not the only victim that has come forward. So there needs to be investigation on the others that have come forward as well.
Okay. So you're referring to the new accusation about college that he exposed himself.
Yes.
Has that ever happened to you?
someone expose themselves to me, absolutely.
Okay. So in terms of Me Too, does that constitute as a Me Too movement? It seems that it's not very black and white. It seems very gray. You know, it's all about, it's relatively whatever offends you. So as a society, should we have a structure of black and white moral truths so that we know what is wrong, we know what is right, and that there isn't this kind of gray area where...
That's the hope. That's the hope, is that there's some black and white, but we don't live in a black and white world. There's lots of gray areas.
What's black and white to you?
That I'm a person in this country. I'm a woman in this country. I'm an African American woman in this country. That's black and white to me.
Okay, but how should that, in regards to male and female relationships and what's appropriate and what's not, like what is black and white to you?
When a woman says no, she means no. If she cannot consent, that means no. That's black and white. If you cannot consent, that means no.
Okay. And then in regards to what is going on with the hearings, do you think that Democrats held on to this for political motivation? Do you think that it was wrong of them to now out Christine Ford, who did not want to have her name come forward?
So the Democrats did not out Christine Ford. As my understanding is, Senator Feinstein received the information back at the end of July. She was probably going to take that information to her grave, but it was leaked. And so since it was leaked, then Dr. Ford came forward with her.
You don't think that was a purposeful leak?
I do not. I don't think it's all politically motivated. We're living in very partisan times. But I don't think that was politically motivated. I don't think anyone would use another woman in that manner. And no woman who's been affected and who is a survivor would put herself in the situation she's put herself in. She's received death threats, and she's not seen as the victim. Kavanaugh is seen as the victim right now.
Well, we don't know the whole story, so we don't know who the victim is.
I believe Christine Ford.
Right wing. Excuse me, please don't touch our film equipment. Please don't touch the camera.
Don't touch the camera.
Please do not.
Film me. No.
This is a protest. This is a public protest. You can't
film me. You can't film me.
Then
I'm
get
saying
out of our
no,
camera.
you have to sign things.
No, it's public. It's public. We don't need this. If you don't want to be in the shot, don't be in the shot, but please don't touch our camera.
Only some of us are setting up ahead of time. Do you want to help set up?
Hi, we're asking people just questions about Kavanaugh and why they're here at this protest. I see that you guys are wearing, I believe, Dr. Christine Blasey Ford buttons. Why do you believe her? Why do you believe her story to be true?
I think we should believe all survivors that come forward saying.
So anybody that says they're a victim, even if we can't prove that it happened the way that they said it happened, they should be believed just because.
Yes. Absolutely.
What about people who lie about sexual assault and lie about rape?
So the percentage of people who lie about sexual assault and rape is little to below 2%. So I would say that we should believe everybody, and the people who we don't believe, we will figure it out. But it is absolutely ridiculous.
So if I accuse a guy, he's guilty until proven innocent instead of innocent until proven guilty? In this country, everybody is presumed innocent until there is proof of guilt.
In a criminal court, this is not a criminal case. This is a test of his character. And so when we actually have a conversation about if this is a criminal case or not, that's not the case. That's not the standard we're going for. There's so far it's been 2 women come forth accusing him of sexual harassment, and so when we actually say that people, as was said earlier, only the statistics of people lying about sexual assault are about less than 2%, and the vast majority of sexual assaulters don't actually get tested and tried in court. So if we're trying to play this game about who's believable or who's not believable at all, the vast majority of cases of sexual assault don't even go reported.
Yes. Well, I have no disagreement if he is guilty of this. I'm just saying that we want to know if he truly is. And so I'm only asking, what evidence is there that lets you believe that she is telling the truth?
How much evidence do you need?
Yeah, I don't think it's a necessary thing of evidence. I think it's a thing about believing people who come forward about trauma. I don't think people are out here lying about these things at all.
So you don't think that somebody who has donated to Bernie Sanders candidates and doesn't want to see Kavanaugh on the court doesn't have a political motivation? The fact that Democrats held on to this until the last possible second, you don't think that there's a political motivation behind it?
I don't think we're talking about lives. We're talking about lives. We are talking about people's lives and how they can survive in this world. And I think that if people have to do the way that they need to do it, then it's fine. And I don't want to answer any more of your questions right now.
All right, thank you.
question. Right. Any request? They were asking.